Hey guys, it's Sarah with ExtremeTerrain.com, and today we have a review and install of the Bestop 2-piece full fabric doors in a black diamond finish, fitting your 07 to 18 Jeep Wrangler JK. These doors are perfect for those of you looking for the versatility of a soft door and wants a full coverage door option. These doors are constructed from black fabric with a powder coat black steel frame and clear vinyl windows. They also feature Velcro as well as double bold weather stripping to keep out the elements. These doors can be installed and uninstalled very quickly and are able to be stored in your Jeep for when you're running doorless and the weather conditions change. These upper and lower door sections with the zipper window give you plenty of options for running with the whole door installed, just the bottom half of the door installed, or the whole door with your window section open. These doors also include a locking paddle door latch, where some other options do not. Now, this may not seem like a big deal on a soft door, but this is actually to prevent the theft of your door itself rather than preventing anyone from getting inside your vehicle. And this matters especially when these doors are as light and easily removable as these are. Now, these doors are sold with the front and rear sold separately. For our friends with the two-door Wranglers, they can purchase just the fronts. So as far as price goes, these come in at around $450 for all 4 doors, which is a budget-friendly way to change the doors on your Jeep for hitting the trails, and they'll get you the versatility and ease of install you're looking for. I'm giving this install 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter. It can be done in approximately 30 minutes, but it may take a bit longer to install the latches on the door for the first time. So with that said, let's jump into our install. For this install, you will need an impact gun or a ratchet, a T45 torque socket, a trim panel removal tool, 11 and 10 millimeter wrenches, and a Phillips head screwdriver. Alright, so the first step in the uninstall of our doors is to grab a T45 torque socket, and we're going to remove the bolts holding on the hinges. This should also come in your hardware kit if you have one of those. Let's grab our socket and let's get this off. Using your socket, pull off this threaded nut on the bottom of the hinge. Alright, so the next step is to unplug this wiring harness here. Follow it from your door underneath. There should be a gray plug. Press down on the tab and pull it out. Now you can unhook this safety here. Give your door a little bit of slack, that should help out. And unhook it. Alright, at this point we can grab our door and lift it off the hinges. For our rear door, we need to remove this panel section right here. You can either pop it off by hand or use the trim panel removal tool, and it will either just hang right here or you can remove it completely. Now you can see the wiring harness that has to come out. There's a smaller clip than the front. Just press down on the tab and remove. Put some slack in your door and you can lift this harness off of the hinge in here. It's the same hook as the front. All right, now you can remove the 2 threaded nuts on the bottom here with your T45 Torx. All right, so once your hardware is removed from the hinges and your wiring harness is unplugged, you can grab and remove this door. I think it's a little bit easier with the window rolled down. All right, with your front and rear doors removed, you want to repeat that process on the other side. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is to grab the door and install it over top of the hinges. These hinge pins just slide right in the factory holes. Line them up and slide them in. All right, so now we can install these latches. Now you can do this with the door off of the Jeep, but I think it's just as easy to have it installed on the Jeep first. You want to grab the latch where the opening is facing down, and the opening of the part where your hand goes in is facing forward. Go ahead and slide it through. You may have to turn it in order to get it to sit all the way. Press it in so it's in its frame. Now there should be several slits in the fabric to get the bolts through. If there's not, you just have to take a razor knife and make a small cut for the bolt to go through. Line up your bolts to the holes in the latch and then the corresponding holes in the frame of the door. It may take a little muscle to get them through. The opening in the fabric. And then once they're through, grab one of the lock nuts and thread it on the back. Repeat that with the remaining 3 mounting points. Now with a 10mm socket and a Phillips head screwdriver, tighten these down. All right, so now we can open up the latch on our door so that it can hook to our Jeep. To do that, you pull back on this lever here, or you can pull back on the door handle so that it's in the open position. Go ahead and begin to push it closed. And if it doesn't line up, there is a point of adjustment you can make right in the inside here. There should be several nuts. To adjust them, peel back these flaps. There should be an 11mm nut. Loosen these nuts. There should be a second one a little farther in. You may not be able to see that, but you do have to loosen both of them to be able to get the adjustment out of your door. There you go. Now you can see we have more adjustment to hook up our latch. Now you can make sure that the opening on our hinge lines up on the Jeep and get it closed. All right, so once the latch lines up properly, make sure that you tighten these nuts down at the front of your door. All right, at this point we can install the top portion, line up the 3 posts with the openings on the lower door, and wiggle them into place. Once both portions are attached, attach the Velcro. All right, now we can set the rear doors on. Line up the hinge pins with the factory hinges. All right, so now we can install the latch. For the passenger side, we're gonna want the one that is facing upwards to grab the part on the Jeep. Slide it through the door. You may have to turn it to get it to fit. Pop it into place. Now we can install our hardware. Grab the small screws and work them through the fabric. If there are no holes in the fabric, you may have to make some. Just using a razor knife should open them up. And install the lock nuts on the back. All right, now we can open the latch. All right, now we can check fitment on the latch. If you need to, you can pull back these flaps and adjust it with these 2 nuts on the frame. With a 10mm wrench or socket and a Phillips head screwdriver, tighten down the latch. All right, now you can install the top part, line up the 2 pins with each other and work it down. Once that's installed, then you can close your door. All right, so that is gonna do it for the review and install of these full fabric doors. And remember, for all things Jeep, keep it at ExtremeTerrain.com.